Hi Stampers, welcome to the Roost. Today's card is highlighting a technique that is clear embossing using colored ink. So you can get these beautiful glossy colors. Love it for flowers. And I'm using the Retiring Penned and Painted stamp set. This is actually one of my sad to see go stamp sets from the 2016-17 catalog. So to begin with, we're going to go ahead and stamp this, the focal point here. And we're going to use clear embossing powder and the copper embossing powder. So we usually use VersaMark ink when we're embossing, and we are going to use it here, but we're also going to use our regular ink to get the VersaMark colored, and then we're going to use the clear embossing powder. So let's get started. Now our first step we're going to do is to get our Peekaboo Peach color on the flowers. We're going to kind of start on the back and work our way up. So we're going to take our solid stamp, and the one thing that you do really need to be careful of when you're doing this technique is to keep your stamps clean in between. Like for this project we're going to use the outline for both the background and for the copper embossing. And you don't want to have the Peekaboo Peach on it when you're stamping or inking up on your VersaMark pad. So we're going to go ahead and ink that up, and then we're going to come back with our Peekaboo Peach, and it just takes a little touch to get that color picked up on there. And then we're going to go ahead and lay that down, and there's our pink, or I'm sorry, Peekaboo Peach. And then we're going to do the same with the leaves to get the nice dark green in there. So we're going to go ahead and ink it up first with the VersaMark, and then just kind of touch it onto the Old Olive. Then we're going to go ahead and bring our clear embossing powder in. One thing about embossing powder is it seems like, at least for me, I end up with it everywhere. Like when I'm done doing this, I have to like mop up my whole room. It's all over my table. Not even just where I use it. I sometimes think that Miss Kitty comes and helps. Okay, now if you were really good, you could probably wait and emboss everything heat emboss everything all at once. But because I'm kind of a klutz, I'm actually going to go ahead and heat emboss this with the heat tool. So I'm just using this. You've probably seen these before. So here you can see it's got that beautiful shiny, like high gloss look to it. So now we're just going to take and stamp up everything else with the VersaMark that we're going to want done in the copper. So we'll go ahead and do our stem, and then I'll take, it's not the outlined one, but it's like the shadows for the leaves. We'll go ahead and get those on. And then we want the outline for the flower, and these stamps have these cool little arrows that you can use to line them up. So if you keep the arrow always up whenever you're stamping, put it up on your block. And then for this center of the flower, there's a little dot in the stamp set, and we're going to use that to just give it a nice coppery center. Then we're going to come in with the copper embossing powder. I love this copper embossing powder. It just adds such a rich look to things. We're going to go ahead and get all of our outlines coppery. You can see that's got pretty good coverage on there, and I'm going to go ahead and heat emboss this. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love the way that the copper kind of melts into the orange. So then we're going to take one of the layering ovals, and go ahead and cut this out. Isn't that just gorgeous? Now if you wanted to make it stand out a little bit more, you could take some sponge dauber and lightly go around with either the peach or the olive. I'm just going to leave this one plain, which is what I did on my sample. Now go ahead and just randomly ink up, and we didn't use this stamp with the flower. It's just the outline of the leaves. You can just randomly do that, and then we're going to go ahead and just layer this on here. I thought the leaves just gave it on the background, just gave it a nice. Go ahead and burnish that down real good so the edges are okay. And then this is a piece of the also retiring in color designer paper. Now on this one I used the striped, and this one I'm going to use the word side. And these were actually scraps from another project that I did. Love when I can use scraps. Just makes me feel like I'm being ecologically friendly. And then we'll just layer this in the middle. And there. You can see, fairly simple, but like I said, keep track of your ink pads and make sure that whenever you press them into your VersaMark, they are clean. Might want to keep your stamp cleaner handy when you're doing this, because it is really easy to end up with ink in your VersaMark, colored ink in your VersaMark. So hope you enjoyed this. Remember, this stamp set is retiring and is on the retired list. It's a first come, first serve, so I suggest if you want it, you go ahead and order it sooner rather than later. Don't wait until May 30th to do it or something. So hope you've enjoyed this. Hop on over to my store and order up some supplies so that you can start making your very own double embossed flowers. Have a great day.